check 1, check 2. Oh yeah, that's pretty clear. Little bit of a hallway echo going on there. I'm not a big fan of. Not sure what I can do about that though. Let's fix this. I'm moving the world. Oh, there we go. Whoop. Hey, how's it going, Nicholas? Yeah, everything sounds good. Okay, someone let me know if, hey, what's going on, Rima? Yeah, someone's gonna have to let me know if it sounds no good. I'm using a different mic setup here. Lily took all of the good streaming stuff home, so I'm using an all-in-one webcam mic solution that seems all right. And let's pause this because I wonder if you guys, I hope you guys aren't getting feedback from the desktop audio, but I don't think so. I think I disabled desktop audio. So now I just need to get my Windows back. Always wants to be, yes, this is that one. It's the one I want. Looks about right. I'll bring you down here where I can see you any. Hey, Jill Paul, into the woods. You are correct. Put you up there. Oh, crumb baskets. There we go. Let's get this going. Running a little late. My apologies. But that's just because I'm lazy. I was playing Temple of Elemental Evil. Hey, what's going on, Tribunal? Yeah, thanks. I got new hair. Every couple of weeks I have them take my hair and replace it. This is the new stuff. I miss having, see, it's kind of long, like this long enough, but I miss being able to add a little fluke that could get in my eye. I'm secretly a, like, emo kid, and I really, really want the emo kid hairstyle, except for my hair's real curly, so I can't get that just straight down in front. Look at me, I'm a Twilight actor kind of look going for me, but deep down in my heart, I want that. I just can't get it, so I'm the worst. Oh, no, that's not what I want from you, card editor. So we're going to have to stop you. Where is the right config? Yeah, go ahead and reload that. This is local config. This is version 1 config. Here's the main config. So this here, let's bring you down here to make it easier. I guess I could, let's see, I've got Notepad in here, right? Yeah, let's promote this a bit because we're going to be using Notepad. I'm just reconfiguring the root folder for card editor so that I can point at the actual data that design edits, not the bundled data that gets shipped, because we're going to be doing, what we're going to do today is we're going to build a format. We're going to build a whole new tournament, in fact. And I want to get card editor up, and then crypto data. This is what I need here. And then I'll be able to show you kind of where we're starting from. But yes, series type EDH. Yeah, no series type EDH just yet. Direct. Is it Dr. Rectech? Dr. Rectech. How's it going, Irish? Yes, we're gonna build. I don't know if it's something that anyone would have predicted, to be honest with you. Let's check my monitor. I need to promote you over that. I don't know if it's something. So I need this line here to have card editor connect to the right thing. So then we'll bring up card editor. What do you guys? How about you guys guess? What format do you think that we're going to build? It's going to be a new tournament format. Once we get it built, it's going to. I don't know when it'll go live. Relative to that, I guess I should never promise anything like that. I feel pretty confident that we can crank it out, hand it off to design for testing by Monday. So we've got EDH, we got Janklander. Other guesses do people have? Because this is also useful to see, like, these are the formats people want to see us implement, which I think is also Two-Headed Giant. Oh, man! Nick, if we were implemented Two-Headed Giant today, holy crumbs. Also, yeah, Phantom Draft would be fun, wouldn't it? Man, holy crumbs, Two-Headed Giant. It's going to take me a little longer than a Saturday evening to implement Two-Headed Giant, I'll be honest with you. Forgive me if I if I'm really bad at streaming, so forgive me if I keep looking at the computer screen here. I need to remember this is my line of focus, but occasionally I look down. Not deep enough a pool for Phantom Draft. Yeah. Nick, if this was the multiplayer update, holy crumbs, I'm stealing that. Now that you've said that, one of these Saturdays, that's what we're going to do. We're going to add in multiplayer. Because I couldn't agree more that multiplayer, it would be magical. Just absolutely magical. So I need... move you up. I need to rebind you to card editor. I will lose enough time on this game as it is, and I will lose so much time on this game once it's multiplayer. Holy crumbs. Iron Man! Oh, so is that if you lose, then just all your cards go away? What's Iron Man, Rectech? I don't know. That would be awesome. If you lose, then you have to go buy everything again. But I could sell that. So that's it? Alright, yeah, I'm pretty sure I could sell that to certain people. They'd be like, yeah, every time you lose, you have to buy a new collection. Every card that goes to the crypt, you just eat it. We just have a little animation of your champion going like... and then that's it. That would be awesome. Oh, Shield. I'm sorry, Dr. Rectech. Is it pronounced Shield? This is something that, like, everybody... I always pronounce it Shield as in the past tense of a shill convincing you of something. Like, I've been shilled by this guy's proposal. Okay, so Shield is right. Okay. Is that the... Deck Tech plus garbage equals Drek Tech. Oh, Drek Tech! Got it! I put an extra R in there. Drek Tech, as in the tech that is... Yeah! Understood. My apologies, Shield. Okay. We're just waiting on these red buttons to turn green. Right now, card editor's loading. So it loads, in case anyone's curious, what we send and package to people looks like... I don't have one here. This is, for example, the definition of a champion. I'm not... What am I thinking? I thought just by switching to Notepad that everybody would be able to magically see what I'm looking at, but I have to do this too. So what we ship to people has been pared down a bunch. Data... I need latest on you. I got it. Okay. And then let me... It looks like this. Come on, right-click mouse window. There we go. Come on, Notepad++. God, Gloomhaven's so good, Mr. Apes. Holy crumb. We've been playing Gloomhaven a lot. EDH is the German word for shield. Shield. Oh, interesting. There we go. So when we ship data to players, it's just this huge monolith. The reason it is because I don't have to do a lot of file accesses to load it. So by compressing it all into one set, you remove all these needing to grab file handlers from Windows, which takes a terrific amount of time, actually. You would be surprised. And then, let's go ahead and... Oh no, did I just delete that? That's not what I wanted to do. Let's force get on it. Oh, now I have to switch to the depot to do the force get. Git revision, force operation, git revision. Back to here. So then, even better version of data is what we ship to consoles. Console data looks, and it's going to look like nonsense. This is uncompressed console data that's trying to open up. There, this is uncompressed console data. So console data looks like this, which could be streamed in incredibly fast, which is why when we tried to do the PlayStation 4, one thing we discovered is the way we load data took forever on a PS4. Something about the architecture of the PS4, I don't know what it is. So I had to redo how we store data, and we redid it like this. This is terrifically fast. I want to backport this actually to the PC. The only reason I haven't done that at this point is because this doesn't include the data necessary to play campaign. But anyway, this loads like instantaneously. But this is all hard to work with, right? So for us to work with data, we have a bunch of much easier to read and interact with files. Hey, card editor's ready. And so that's what I was switching to get this going up to the grays. but it takes a while sometimes. So, what we're gonna work on today, Wild West Vintage. Nobody guessed what we're gonna work on today. We created a new champion. This guy, or this female. My apologies. This girl, and I can't get the resize. There it is. Come on. Oh, come on. Will you please just be bigger? Ah. Fine. Okay, there we go. This girl. So, the format we're discussing making... Wait, why do you not get to see that? Oh, man, I hate everything. You're not looking at... You don't get to see this viewport window. Oh, that's probably why I had 2 card editors. This, which we're going to promote. No, this one. No. Oh, why am I so bad at twitching? Okay, well, anyway, we'll just rebind the window. I tried to zoom in on the card so people could look at it. So, yes, Cornith. So, what if we have a tournament format that has an entry fee, but doesn't require any product whatsoever, and everybody gets a Cornith, and for our first run, what we're going to do is 4 copies of every resource. So everybody has a 20-card deck with 4 Wild, 4 Blood, 4 Diamond, 4 Ruby, 4 Sapphire resources, and Cornith Iconoclash as their champion. And then we can put a really low entry fee on this, maybe even gold, right? And then come up with a prize structure for this, and you don't need to own anything to play in this tournament format. Yeah, Shill, I'm not against what you're suggesting. Step 1 is going to be get the format working. So we're going to try to, hopefully by the end of the stream today, have a tournament in the tournament waiting room that we can join that does all that for us. So that is our goal today, is we're going to build a tournament format that allows us to play Cornith Iconoclash and doesn't require us to own any product to enter it whatsoever. Where is my... There we go. So the first thing we need to do is we're going to a local server called Ryu. We named all of our development servers after Street Fighter characters. Oh, we're already on Ryu, aren't we? Yes, we're already on Ryu. And from here, there's our password for MySQL on Ryu. It is password. What we want to do is hack a tournament to be something we're going to start working with. So, tournament template. Is tournament template Mark II not a tournament? Oh, just tournament template. So, this is the table that tells us what a tournament looks like. We're going to go ahead and, like, you're going to have to forgive me. I'm so bad about learning how to type and concentrate and talk. I'm working on it. We're going to, oh, not name, it is template name. We're going to hack the bash definition, which is this. Here, this is the definition for a bash tournament, because what I don't want to have to set up is entry fees and pricing structure. That's not what we're here to do. The tournament system automatically will, it has a tool that QA uses, Kyle McGinty specifically uses, I should say, to define all that stuff. It links all the tables correctly. There's like 8 tables that get involved in how pricing works for a tournament. And we don't want to have to mess with all that because it's not our goal. Our goal is to create the Iconoclast game. And so all we're going to do is hack this template. So we're going to, our first step here is we're going to, our first step actually is we're going to have to go to, oh no, there we go. We're going to have to actually go over here. We're going to need to come up with a tournament format. We're going to come back here someday for this. And tournament format is enumerated data type. This is it. That, for example, here is Janklander, here is Singleton, Rock, Faction. You put these values, this, for those of you who aren't familiar with programming, this means 2 to the power of the second number. So the number associated with public is 2 to the power of 18th. And that's so that you can do something called bit flags, where you have one number that every digit in that number means something. So it's like if I had a 2-digit number, say 43, where the 4 meant the number of apples I had and the 3 meant the number of oranges. If I gained 2 oranges and lost an apple, it would be 35. So we do that here, and we can mash those together. So limited ladder, for example, is a sealed deck or booster draft. So we can mash these together to, yeah, Wild West is down here. We can mash those together to create different tournament systems. So what we're going to add in is, first, well, we had to resync to Perforce. Sorry about that. We're going to add in the Iconoclast format here. Yes, Zophie, we are talking about making a tournament that anybody can enter, doesn't require product. Everybody plays Iconoclast in the tournament. And Mr. Hex Raisu, Mr. Ryan suggested we call this the Iconoclash. So we will be doing Iconoclash implementation here. So the first thing we want to do is we want to give a bit flag to it, and that is 2 to the power of 29th, which means we have to go to Google to tell us what is 2 to the power of 29th, because I don't know that one off the top of my head. It's this massive number. And so then we come over to the servers, and what we're going to do is change, whoops, that's the wrong window for me to work on. We're going to change the, where is it? There we go. It is the format to this, which is 2 to the power of 29th, which is what we just added in the code. This will link the two things together, and from this point forward, we won't have to use this stupid number. We just use Iconoclast. And then we'll just use template ID for our identifier. Boom. Okay. And then the second thing I want to do is, this is not going to be a best of 3 format as at the moment. And then we look at this. Let's see here. Deck size. We don't really need to change deck size because we're going to skip deck validation, but let's go ahead and fix deck size because it's 20. Max entrance, min entrance will be 0 because we're just going to be testing. Template name we'll leave as bash. Well, no, let's not. Let's make sure we try to Iconoclash. Let's try to get Ryan's name in there as soon as we can. Max number of rounds is 0, which means however many, 60 minutes a round, sure. Style is 1, which means constructed. That's fine. We're going to piggyback off destructed. We need to remove the top 8 template because there's no break to top 8 here. Or is it supposed to be null? So we're checking to see 41 have null, so I don't think this is supposed to be blank. This is supposed to be null. Promo eligible, yes. Automatic entry fee, no. Report player names, yes. That's API. You don't get any packs. We turned off best of 3. K value of 10 is fine. Rating bonus is 1. I don't even know what that does. And there we go. Okay. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Green Knight? Large dino chicken, yes. Template name is not Mormir. Yeah, you're not wrong, Shield. Yeah, Lime, you know, it's funny, I used to know SQL so well, and over the time, you can ask Mr. Holland, Dr. Wiggles, how often I say, like, Chris, I need to select anything from SQL. How do I do that? I just completely forgot it at some point in time. I'm just the worst. Okay, so this gets us where we want to be so we can start working here. So, we've got the Iconoclash. We're going to call it Iconoclast in code because it's very, very important in code that we use a variable name that indicates what it actually is as well as possible, which since this is the champ being used, that'll help. Coming up with a cute name in code just maximizes the chance that they decide to name the tournament something else, and now it's just legacy to figure out what the name of the tournament is. Okay, so, boom, we've got the Iconoclast tournament. So now what we want to do is create the waiting room for it. So how are we going to do that? We can load it, and then when a player registers, we're going to need to make sure that all works right. Yes, so we need... Where is that? Probably... Probably what we're supposed to do is look for this, which is a function... Zophie, yeah, we can make this also into challenges and stuff like that. Like, all that stuff is totally possible to add. Absolutely. And I for what it's worth, I re-watch chat when these things are over. I just mute the part where I'm talking like a moron and read through chat because it's so hard for me to program and read. But I will absolutely, I do read the chat after this is over. I will absolutely bring that up to the powers that be and say, hey, people also want this in the challenge drop-down. Once we have the tournament format, putting it in the challenge drop-down isn't too troublesome. It's just more about, like, does that break the UI in some way? Biznatch Wild West is you can play with equipment and PvE cards. So currently we have these two. Let me make sure I got my monitor up so you're seeing what I'm seeing. Currently we have basically is constructed, is limited, is mutually exclusive tournament definitions in our system. So what we have to stop and think about is Iconoclast a limited event? Is it a constructed event? Or is it something else? So limited, some of the defining features of limited are you build a deck, you bring product, that product is opened over the course of the tournament, and all cards came from that product. Those two are just not true for Iconoclash, so I think we can say it's definitely not a limited format. So then we have to ask, is it a constructed format? Constructed, you build a deck, you bring a deck, you choose a deck, and you play that deck throughout the format, and there's a deck validation step to make sure that deck is legal. We are going to be giving people intentionally illegal decks. First, we're going to give them a champion that is illegal to play in any format, and second, we're going to give them a 20-card deck. So that leads me to say, is not a constructed. Also, I don't want the client automatically doing the deck choice dialogue. So I think what we have to do here is Iconoclast? We need to... go ahead there. So is Iconoclast now defines this, and we need to make this a unique, like mutually exclusive with constructed and limited. So you are limited or constructed or Iconoclast. You're one of those three formats now. Hey, Penta, who's... I'm a terrible support player in LoL. Penta and I had a wonderful evening where I went out. It was St. Patrick's Day. In my defense, it's St. Patrick's Day, okay? So I go out with my friends who's like, hey, we should go out. And then I come back and I catch the end of Penta's stream. I'm drunk. Like, there's just no other way of describing me. And I really wanted to play League of Legends. So Penta gets off, and I'm like, hey, Penta, let's play League. And then I kept him up till like 4 in the morning or something ridiculous. I don't remember how late it was. Trying to play League, and Penta's record, like, I'm a bronze 5 player. I'm terrible at League. Penta's like a gold 27 or something. I don't know. He's really high up there. So we're constantly matched into places where I'm just in way over my head. I remember one time during the night, I was playing Lux, and I final sparked somebody, and Penta was like, that was good. And I was like, oh, thanks. And it was because there was someone else standing behind the person I aimed at that I killed. I didn't even know that person was there. I accidentally killed somebody. Penta's told me I did great, and I was like, thanks. And I didn't know why he told me I did great, because I thought I did terrible. And then he later told me, he's like, yeah, it's rare that people can catch people off screen with Final Spark, and I just got lucky. It was dumb. So, yeah, not the best Leona support player. Not really the best support player. I haven't played League since then. I need to play League like once a week to be able to be good at it. Yeah, it's for sure. I think that the advantage that we're going to get from Iconoclash is it's a fun format that would ideally, theoretically, have a cheap entry fee. I can't make any promises. Please remember that I'm just an engineer, so when I say, oh, and we can make it cheap, that doesn't mean we will. Obviously, we'll make decisions that are made by people who handle that side of things. So they'll make smart decisions. But we should be able to make it low barrier to entry because you don't need any product, you don't need anything. You can just jump in and play and have fun. So let's go ahead and start getting to work on this. So what we need to do is find all of these. What we're going to do here is we're going to find everywhere that we check to see if a tournament is constructed, and then see if it is also supposed to be doing that logic if it's Iconoclash. And here it is. Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead and reload it. Here it is, because this is to say we go to the setup complete state at the beginning of it. If otherwise, if we don't do this transition, then we'll go to the deck building state, which is what happens in limited events. So we need to make sure that if we're an Iconoclash tournament, we go ahead and make that transition. So this will guarantee our transition to play games from setup complete. Setup complete is basically all the players are in, all the entry fees have been collected. We're done setting that up. If we don't do this transition, then we'll do this transition, which will go to the deck building, and that'll be busted. Here, copy the deck over. Let's do this because I could see a world where maybe we decide we want you to choose from, like, either bring your own deck or choose from one of several Iconoclash decks. Like, also we could reuse this format to just be like pre-con deck tournament or something like that. So let's pass. Zophie, I'm always using autocomplete, so I should always be typing Iconoclast. But I'll check. This is Iconoclast. I should be always... Well, I'd get an error if I wasn't. I think I'm okay. So now we have, when we register a player, if your deck ID is invalid, then we bail on that player. Okay, so we want is constructed variable here to mean that. But here, this is where we would go into deck validation, and we don't want to do deck validation here because we're going to give you an illegal deck. It's a 20-card deck. I already built it. It's just a 20-card deck that has Icon as the champ. Yeah, maybe a color's basic shard. Yeah, Nick, actually, maybe there's an interesting world where the deck we give you has colorless shards in it as well, so you can avoid getting thresholds that you don't want to get. One thing I like about the plan that Ryan suggested, which is the 4 of every shard 20-card deck, is it lets you to dynamically react. Be like, oh, I need to get some blood stuff in my pool, and go that direction. And you can do that on a match-by-match basis. So it adds like a level of strategy where if I had to choose I was playing Iconoclash Blood going in, then I don't get that opportunity to be like, I need diamond or whatever. How interesting is that? I don't know without playing around in it because it is randomly creating cards. But I like the idea of being able to play a couple blood shards. My opponent counters me by playing a couple wild shards or whatever, and then I counter them by going, oh, I'm blood sapphire, or something like that. Or chasing certain cards, like I really need good removal here, so I'm going to swing to Blood and Diamond, because Blood and Diamond, in my opinion, tend to have the strongest, just hard removal. Stuff like that. I think that's kind of interesting. But yeah, putting in the Crackling Vortex is what Gin and Tonic suggests. I think that's cool. Okay, let's keep going down the road here. If it is constructed load deck player, do we need to load the deck if it's Icono? Yeah, we do, because otherwise we won't be able to let you choose decks, right? Of course we do. Okay, up here. Ooh, I have a bookmark here. I look over I always just, full disclosure, I always read over all the code a couple hours before the stream and plan out in my head what I'm going to do, because I think I think it would be unfun if we had a stream where we got here and I didn't think with 99% confidence I could do what I claimed I was going to do. It would be unfun to watch me just go, oh, we went down the wrong path. Let's undo everything of the last 2 hours of work and start over, which totally happens in engineering all the flipping time. Oh yeah, we could also make this, well, I wonder if people still want to play unranked. That's a question for Dr. Burkhardt. So this will initialize the deck bits into SQL. Ooh, this is complicated. Okay, so let me think about this for a second. So initialize deck.xql, what this is going to do is write the deck to the database. It's probably okay if we write the deck to the database. We definitely don't want to do this because we don't want to validate this deck because this deck is junk. If we don't write the deck to the database, that's why I bookmarked this, is because I was worried about, are we supposed to write the deck to the database? What are we going to do for our first try? Oh, here's what we'll do for our first try. We'll have our own case. Okay, now we can just go from scratch. We need a deck object, but we can't... I don't want to use... So the standard deck object in Hex points to cards that are instanced, which means each card is a unique thing. This card is unique in Hex. This card's unique even in the real world. Anyway, and then we do a validation check to make sure you own those cards, and that's why cards can't be traded while they're in decks, which is kind of annoying, and I'd like to figure out around that. However, we have a system called deck templates, and the deck templates don't require ownership. So we're gonna... Ooh, I'm pretty sure it's called profile deck template. Maybe I don't have the... yeah, I need the include. Okay, we're gonna get that. And then, yeah, from template manager deck template. And then we pass in the champion. We're going to pass in invalid here. I don't want to hard code the champion here because that will give me an opportunity later to change what champions these decks has. Resource ID invalid is just going to tell it, look on the deck template and see what champion that thing used. And then we need to go to the template manager. We need to go to instance. We need to go to decks. Yes, yes. No, we don't need to go here. Yes. And then, where is it? I have the resource ID over here in Notepad. This is the resource ID of the deck I just built. This is hacky what I'm doing right now. I'm doing it this way because I just want to test it out, and then I'm going to clean up later. Okay, as fake deck takes a deck template and fakes all the information to convince the server that the player owns the cards in the deck template. So that's the point of as fake deck. So what we're doing here is we're basically taking a deck template, which is a pre-built deck that design does. We're converting it into what's called a deck bits. A deck bits is got a bunch of links back to the database indicating who the card ownership and all that. And then we do this fake deck thing where we create these fake links that will convince the server he owns all this stuff when he really doesn't. This will allow me to load a deck the player doesn't own, and it will skip validation check. And then we just keep going down the constructed. Oh no. Oh, because I added code, it moved everything. Okay. What is this doing? If it is an async, we don't care, do a bunch of stuff. Wait, so this is... Oh, if it's an async, then if it's a sealed, if it's a draft, if it's constructed. Let's try not to make this asynchronous right off the bat. That just adds an extra level of complexity I don't think we need. So, let's try to make this asynchronous right off the bat. Whatever, it's probably not that hard. Let's see here. We may not necessarily make this async. We're just supporting the flag is asynchronous in the tournament definition. So then design can easily decide they want this to be an asynchronous tournament, which would be something like a league play version of this, or if they want like a round-by-round tournament, which is like the Bash and the Clash. Since we're calling this Iconoclash right now, why do I keep typing that? This is what happens whenever I try to type and talk at the same time. And then so what we want to do is get all players, states, who are waiting for the tournament to start. I don't know why we have player state and player states, and I get it wrong every time. So we want all players who are waiting for the tournament to start. If they're active, which means if they're online, then we're going to transition them. So this is just a simple line to handle. For the async, what this does essentially is whenever anyone queues, they get set as active, and then they get set as I'm waiting for the tournament to start, which in this case actually means I'm waiting for an opponent to match against me. and then this will just ensure that that player matches. That's all we're doing here, is just making sure we support matching for players. And now I have to do this again to get my line numbers correct. Okay. If we're not sideboarding, if it's not async and it's constructed, what function are we in here? Oh boy, we're in a heck of a one. Save tournament deck. Okay, we should never go into this function, because save tournament deck is what happens during sideboarding, and we just don't care about sideboarding. No one should ever have to save their deck during this tournament, so we're just not going to implement any of this. We come over here to player methods. What do we got here? Goof limited deck. We don't need to worry about this either. This is if you run out of time, then it builds a deck for you out of your cards. We don't need to worry about doing that because, again, no deck building. Let's see here. This is for the API. This is the name we send to API receivers. We'll call it, in this, though, Iconoclash for now. Haha. This will make that name stick. This right here is going to make that name stick. And then here's where I was looking at when everybody showed up, basically. So the reason I was looking at this last is because, let me show you a neat little, not really neat, but let me show you a little bit of a, let me take care of this line real quick. If it's constructed, then we send scheduled to begin. Otherwise, with no deck. Yes, we just want to go into this else statement. Okay, so this is all that we needed to handle on the server for this. So this is a neat little thing to learn about engineering that you only learn through experience. So what we're looking at here is something called session state encounter data series type constructed. So we look here, we set that to this variable. Here those variables are checked and do some stuff with time, and then they set game event log, game metadata, series format constructed. Okay, so let's look at that. Note that this is set and never read. There's two ways to interpret that. One, whatever used this variable has since gone away, or two, this variable is intended to be used by an external process. That's why we were sitting right here, and that's why this bookmark exists right here. There probably is, that I'm not aware of, maybe a business intelligence reporting system, maybe how we do the receipts in database so that people can check daily, like workers can check daily to see what tournaments ran last night and what players were in it. Somewhere, somebody else needs me to line up this variable with something, but I'm not going to be able to find it with my IDE, which means Integrated Development Environment. So, we're going to create one. Oh, all caps here. We're going to create one, but what this really means to me is I need to go over here to Notepad. I need to create a new thing. And I just put in here, ask Holland about series type, because I'm going to guess Chris Holland did it because he does a lot of the database stuff. We're going to go ahead and set this variable, but we may actually inadvertently break something that we don't know about. And we need to make sure we ask Chris and find the other place in the other project or other thing that expects that variable. If we don't do that, then we're just going to create a big bug, and that's bad. So whenever you find a hanging variable, don't assume that the code that used that variable went away. It's very possible that you have some sort of cross-platform thing going on. And so in this case, we're going to go ahead and create this Iconoclash thing. Let's find all refs unconstructed again. Make sure we have here, we're going to go ahead and use the same logic here. And everything starts with the word tournament in the tournament system, which really annoys me because it makes autocomplete broken. And I already know I'm working in the tournament system because I'm working in the tournament system. So, oops. I really hate it when people do that. Okay, so this seems like a waste of time what we just did because these are variables that are literally going nowhere. But we need to make sure we check with the rest of our team on Monday to see if those variables were actually supposed to go somewhere. No, Lime, C# isn't very different from C++. The biggest thing about C# is you have a garbage collector. And you can't get away with a lot of the tricks that you have in C++. Macros are gone, which sucks. because I used C++ macros for all sorts of things, but C# is a managed language, and apparently the powers that be decided that we programmers weren't responsible enough to be allowed to use macros, and so they took them away from us, and I hate them. Okay, so that's all of that. Let's do a build check real quick. We're just hitting F7 to make sure the code builds. And then let's stop and think about anywhere else we need to do something. Okay, so we did get a weird build error. I hate this build error. I'll show it to you here at the bottom. I keep having a problem where, so the reason I'm getting this error is because C++'s debugger dies on me and keeps a reference to this file, which is one of the DLLs Hex uses. Oh, crumbs. Oh, no, I just made everything terrible. No, please put that window back. There we go. And so what I end up having to do is, every so often, I have to close the stupid solution, which causes it to terminate the debugger. The other option is to use, use Task Manager to find the process and kill it. And then I have to reopen the solution. And now it will be able to write to that file. It's really annoying. Yeah, can we change the life totals? That's I mean, we can, for sure, Shield. That's a question that I would let design work out. I'm just trying to get a system they can jump into and start playing. Can we change the life totals? It's trivial. We just go over to card editor and change one number to another. Boom, done. Trivial. Should we do that? I'm not going to make assumptions for the design team on that one. So design will get at it, and if they want to change the life totals, they'll do it in card editor. I'll run a build for them. They'll have the ones with the new life totals. They'll do whatever else they want. I wonder how the shuffling algorithm handles this. That's going to be interesting. Okay, so that should be, let my brain think. I think that's everything I'm going to need on the server. I think the server is now ready for a dry run of this new tournament format. Let me think. I'm just checking my diffs in Perforce. Once I've finished with something, I usually diff everything in Perforce and walk through it to make sure that I'm doing all the things I think I'm doing and that I didn't do something dumb. So I'm just going through every file I just changed in Perforce, diffing it to make sure that it is what I think it is. Yep. Yup. So sorry if this seems boring. I would switch to a OBS view for this, but it's pretty unexciting. Yeah. That's the definition. That's right. And great. Okay, so now that's good. So now the only thing we have to do, let's get over to OBS. Let's get over here. So now we need to deal with the client. So, oh, Nicholas has milkshakes. I've Diet Coke. Excuse me. So on the client, all we're going to have to do, this will be really simple. This is one of the advantages of what so when Hex launched, we had something called a fat client or an intelligent client, depending on who you're talking to and what they like to name it. And what that means is the client ran some of the rules, predicted outcomes, did stuff like that. The problem with that is those things are just really hard in the long run. They're often hackable. There's just a million problems with an intelligent client. There's a lot of good things with an intelligent client too. I know for a fact, for example, Hearthstone uses an intelligent client. If you've got the manpower and you have enough like QA to find it, and you've got the right people on team who can try to hack your client, there's a lot of advantages to it. Mainly, it makes lag. You can hide lag by assuming the game server is going to do something before it does something, things like that. But the advantage of what we use now in Hex, which is called a thin client, which is a client that doesn't know what's going to happen, is the amount of client work you have to do for any given thing is hilariously minimal. I need to get this window on OBS. So let's go back to OBS. Let's go to coding, and we need to add another code window. So this is a game capture. The game we're playing is code stuff. Client code window. Oh, this is for no. This is we don't want a game capture. See you later, client code window. Yep, we want a window capture. There we go. Client code window. And then we want to find the dev environment that is my client. Card editor server local. Okay. So one thing that's going to be easy here is what we need to do is we need to deal with the UI flow of joining Iconoclast, which is going to be pretty simple. We're looking for join tournament clicked here, and we're going to be able to piggyback off of, oh, I put a little, look how great I am at putting little bookmarks so that whenever I'm actually streaming, it's like, remember, you need to do this part, Chris. I'm so nice to myself. So, anyway, we make sure you're registered, and the tournament, if you're registered, we go this route. If you're not registered and there's available players, we go this route. That's right. Or we go to on confirm. So here's where we want to probably branch. Let's call it on inner Iconoclast. We need to come up with a better name than calling this Iconoclast everywhere, so that future programmers, because like I would like to use this for the selected tournament. I would like to use this for more interesting tournament stuff. Man, I'm realizing real quickly just like how terrible a job I'm doing of maintaining thoughts. Oh, we don't have is Iconoclast on here while trying to do this. Okay, is constructed is limited. Oh, look, I put a breakpoint here to remind myself of that. So we tournament format. This is just the same thing we did. We're just basically creating a pass-through function to that. And then this is okay. So that'll give us an is Iconoclast here. And then we're going to have a unique way to go about that. So this will, on inner Iconoclast, this will give us a nice unique flow. And we need the unique flow because we want to skip deck selection and instead go straight to tournament entry. So we're just going to copy pasta this right here. We're just going to try to jump straight to tournament entry right off the get-go. And then, yeah, that's good. Please suggest the powers that be that we get a tab to build our own Iconoclash decks with our own collections for direct challenges at least, so we can customize how we like, use Primal Essence, Rift Cores, etc. Certainly, Zophie. If not a tab, at the very least, I could easily implement a deck keyword for Iconoclash. Oh no, I guess deck keyword won't work because the champion's not legal. So it doesn't matter. You'll never pass legality to format. Yeah, you're right. You would need another tab. You're absolutely right. Sure, I will definitely suggest that. We need to do something with those tabs because I feel like we're running out of space, and adding new things horizontally is just annoying, so maybe make that into a drop-down or something. But I will absolutely bring that up. Some of the powers that be are here. So that's my build window. Oh, yeah, we have to build, don't we? Okay, so let's go to... What are we going to go to? Let's go to Notepad. Guess we'll go to Notepad. Because I need to close everything. Because I need 2 clients to test this. And the only way I'm going to get 2 clients is by building a client. Save changes? No, don't want those changes. So I'm going to have to close everything. Pop out here. We'll make this into a window. We'll put this here, sure. So we want a window capture. This wants to be our build window. And we're going to capture the command environment. And then I need to shrink this down so that it is the size people can see. Great. So the trick is here, I need to build a second client, because this is going to be something that I have to test with 2 clients. So we're building a second client here. While we're doing that, Unity has a restriction in Unity that you can only have 1 instance of Unity running at a time. That's why I had to close everything down just to build it. It's a very annoying restriction, but it's a Unity thing. Other things, you can build them while you're doing other things. But unfortunately, when you want to build a executable for Hex, you have to close everything because Unity will not allow you to run 2 things simultaneously. It's quite annoying. So I'm going to hang out with chat here for a bit. How's everybody doing? We're just waiting for this build window to finish. Not a lot we can do while it goes. So how's everybody going? Sorry I haven't been as super chat interactive as I could be. Scrolling back, there's just a ton in here. Mostly salt. Why did you need to do that, Lime? Because they want me to buy another license so that I can build while working on something. It's their business model, you know? The AQL section is called Iconoclash. Did I name it wrong? It shouldn't have built. Oh, so Joe, what I think you're talking about is the API message, which I did put Iconoclash in the API message because I'm trying to make that name stick. But the variable definitions should all be Iconoclast. Hey, Jackashaw. Yeah, sorry, we're hacking a format together, and then we're going to check and see if we can get it going, and then if we can get it going, we're going to hand it to design, and then if we're lucky, we will have a new tournament format where everybody plays the Iconoclast. Hey, Vilox, no worries. Yeah, I think it should be fun. You're going to stubbornly call it the deck builder format. Wouldn't that be a cool format? Like, Nicholas, if at the beginning of each turn 5 cards went out in the middle, it was like mini drafts every turn, and then there was some set of rules for how you could pull cards out of the middle to put into your hand or into your deck, then shuffled or something. That would be fascinating. Apes, Gloomhaven's going really, really well. We've unlocked all the classes but 1. We're about to unlock the final class. I won't spoil anything for anybody, I promise. My favorite class so far has been the Sun. I have played the Brute, which is a starting class, the Sun Icon, the Saw Icon, and I had another class in there, I thought. Maybe that's the only 3 I've played. My Brute couldn't retire forever. It was even worse for Ryan. Ryan started with a Mind Thief, and he picked a quest that we didn't know you just didn't unlock missions for till way late in the game. And at some point in time, we just said, you get to retire. Because we'd unlocked exactly 0 missions, and he had to complete 3. And it's just, the pacing of that game's a little weird sometimes. I like that game, but the pacing's a little weird. So at some point in time, because he was level 9 for, like, ever, and we were just like, okay, you just get to retire now, because it's busted. Hey, Fresh Logic, I've never used string interpolation. I'll be honest with you. I use string format because I'm old. So is string interpolation something cooler? Am I supposed to be using that? Let's learn. I'm going to learn about string interpolation. Yeah, we're halfway through from what we... C# string interpolation. We're halfway through from what we understand. Hex replay, I rarely, if ever, have to use 2 clients. The only reason I need to use 2 clients here is because I need to have 2 players in a tournament, make sure they match, make sure the game is what I expect. 99.99% of the time, I either don't need a game or I can use an AI game, at which point I do it in the editor. In this particular case, I need 2 clients, and since I edited how the client-server communication works, I can't use the dev client, which is the client that we push every day. We build a new client every day, which I normally could use, but I've added a new tournament format, which added new tournament messaging. Without the right code on the client, that tournament messaging won't work. So I actually have to build a client. This happens once a month, maybe, and usually I'm pretty smart about timing it. Like, this would be my go talk to people about their day time, or take a break time. I might turn it into my go pee real quick time. So I'm going to AFK for just a second and let you guys be cool to each other. Nobody hurt anybody in chat. Everybody be cool. I'll be right back. Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! really there. Even. If you get free time, people have questions, you're welcome to drop by. Um, I'm not answering them because I'm not a designer, obviously. Okay, I'm back. How's everybody doing? Holy crumbs, we're still building. Ryan is in the other room doing Ryan stuff, so he said when he found a break, he would come in and chat with us as well. What do we got here? Replay, yeah, the quick and dirty on that replay is we're making a low-grade entry tournament format that requires no collection using Iconoclast, the mercenary Iconoclast. Will it be expanded? I don't know. Like right now, what we're doing is we're just trying to get just Iconoclast, and so that'll give design an opportunity to play around with it, and maybe, yeah, maybe we turn this into pre-con mercenary battle, right? I don't know. Maybe design's like, yeah, we'll make these cool decks for these different mercenaries. Still, yeah, replay. I can Scooby Doo it. I've got a door back there and a door up here, so I can Scooby Doo all around everything, which is awesome. Sadly, this is terrible, and this reflects badly on my personality. But I started watching Supernatural, which is a mistake, and they just did a fantastic episode where they got transported into the Scooby-Doo universe, and it's all animated with Scooby and Shaggy and Velma and Daphne and Fred and the characters from Supernatural. It's terrific. It's terrific. Yeah, I'm glad you like Supernatural. It just, that episode was like 2 weeks ago. Go check it out. It's the best. It is. I like all their fourth wall breaking episodes, and this is #1 with a bullet. Talk about AI a bit. Way more than we know from patch notes. I might. Yeah, I will talk about AI a bit. That's not what I say. I might. I try to give. Hey, we're done building. I try to give QA the best notes I can, but sometimes it's very difficult to explain like what changed, because it's like, well, I altered the likelihood, or I altered the weight that it puts on losing guys during the attack sequence. How do you want to turn that into a patch note? So yeah, we will absolutely spend some time chatting about AI. I have to real quickly set up my environment so I can run these clients. This is config.ini for those of you who are familiar with Hex. And I'm just building one out. We have a little tool. It's not very interesting, otherwise I would put it on Stram, but I'm only going to be using it for a couple seconds. Save it. Boom, 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 boom. Now we need to go to Notepad. Oh, we're on Notepad. We just need to promote Notepad. We need to promote main cam to the top, and then Notepad promotes. Then we come over to Notepad. Yes, we want to reload, and this is our config file. That all looks right to me. I guess I can check it here. So now we need to get Unity back up and running, and we need our server back. Whoops. Welcome back, server. And Unity, I want to be using main. Takesha, you're not wrong. Supernatural is very much Twilighty. There's no doubt about it. And Shield, you're not wrong. I had current season Sam hair before, and now I'm just going back in time instead of forward. Shift paradigm. Small, very annoying bug for a long time now, where it constantly auto connects me to a custom chat channel called Chat Region Name General Chinese. I'm constantly leaving, but it always connects me after some time. Very annoying. Are you aware of such issues? No, Mr. Loda, I'm not aware of anything. I will put that on the notes to mention, so Mr. Holland knows the chat system. Can you tell me what your IGN is? What is your IGN, Michael Loda? IGN is in-game name, not a website that talks about video games. And it is user constantly connects to channel. It could be that maybe when the Chinese servers went down that you're in a weird state because you were on that channel. So it's just, okay, so it's just Michael Loda. Okay. Or Michelle Loda, or I'm not sure. Okay. I will mention that to Mr. Holland, who will know how to try to do something about that. Okay, so we need to go to Unity. And we've got Unity, and we've got a server. So let's launch a server. Oh, no, I'm not saying that necessarily it had to do with you using the Chinese servers. My point was that it's that specifically that Chinese channel, and that is a defunct channel at this point in time. I'm wondering if your account got stuck in a state that it can't clear it because an error happens on the server saying this isn't a chat channel when it used to be. So I was just theorizing in my brain. Has OBS got my server? No, OBS is looking, it's instead of server output, it is looking at the wrong thing. So we need to find... Is that the right thing? No, that's an Explorer window. That's not very exciting. This might be it. Yes, that's what we want. We want to be able to see the server spam. So what we're specifically looking for here in server spam is just red once we start doing things. Woof, and then I'll fly around it. Great. So that's our server. So now we need to launch our client. I keep trying to click on the play button in OBS, not the play button, the actual play button. And then also that Win32 window we were looking at, that has my new second client in it, which I'm going to need to launch that as well. Replay, if you got some stuck cards, man, file something with support. We can clear that up for you. I'll put that on the... in a sealed tournament. Okay, I'll make sure someone takes a look at that. Yeah, you can always mail support, give me your IGN, and then say, hey, I got some cards jammed or something, and they should take a look at that. That just means that those cards are escrowed. Usually means we just have to hand fix the database. Excuse me. Shouldn't be too much work, but I'll try to figure it out. Credit cards like Fate Leaf get stuck quite large on the chain. I'll have to look at that. Yeah, well, I'll mention it on Monday, and we'll see if we can work it out for you, Replay. I mean, that just sucks, and I don't want you to be in a position where you can't access some of your cards. That's no fun. That's actually the opposite of fun. So my other client is already on the tournament window. When you're attaching a debugger to Unity, it takes forever. Do you remember the old sound bug with empowered cards where playing them would cause the game to ignore the sound config settings? I do. I get the same thing these days whenever I enter the in-game store or champion dungeon. Really loud! Lol. Or it could be a guy going like this. I don't know if you're intending lol or a guy who's surrendering to the police. I don't know what that image is supposed to be. Weird. So the reason that was a problem is because whenever we pass off to play sound, we had a global variable that was the sound volume that we included, and the guy who wrote the play sounds for those specifically just passed in 1.0. It was dumb to have a global for the sound variable in the first place. It should have been the function itself checked the sound volume, so it was a poorly created function, but we fixed that by making the function not poorly created anymore, which should make the issue impossible going forward. But I will try to take a look at that. That's weird. Okay, we have a tournament. We have this cheat command called Tournament Create Custom. We're going to start in 5 minutes. We're going to open it immediately, and it is Iconoclash is what I named the template, I believe. If that works, then we should get a new tab. Ooh, we got an infinite loop. Okay, so we got a Stack Overflow into an infinite loop, which means I probably called a function from a function. Is Iconoclast is probably self-referential, which is dumb, but we'll have to fix that real quick. So my other client right now is just dying. So that means the tournament did get created, which is good news. The bad news is I made an infinite loop, specifically a self-referential function, and that's just me being dumb. That's just me being flat dumb. So let's rebind this to the development environment for, where's dev environment for, there we go. We want this dev environment. We want to go find out where I was dumb. It's probably here. This calls this. Yeah, lol. So we've got this static, and then it just calls itself. You can't do this. This is like 101. This is like when, geez. Okay, we should have done this. So what I did is I basically called myself, and I asked myself, I was like, hey, are you Iconoclash? I don't know. Are you Iconoclash? I don't know. Are you Iconoclash? I don't know. Are you Iconoclash? Until the computer crashed because it had done that too many times. I am so dumb. Okay. That is what that function should say. Great news, everybody. I know you enjoyed building the client the first time. It seemed like a real popular thing to do. So what if we did that again? Oh man, I'm so bad. Let's promote the build window. Yes, I want to stop debugging. What happened is I made a newbie amateur mistake in my implementation, which means the client crashes as soon as an Iconoclash tournament gets created, which means I need a new client. Which means we're doing this again. Which means more Hangout with Chat Time. Like, look on the bright side, guys. It's Hangout with Chat Time. Welcome to Hangout with Chat Time with Chris Woods. Great to see Hex Dev stream game development as someone who's learning about game programming. It's awesome. Direct contact to the devs is great. Appreciate it. Hey, no problem, Michael. Like, I think this is cool. This is the future of video games as far as I'm concerned. Like, I'm happy that we're able to do this at Hex because there's definitely a fear of doing something like letting your lead engineer literally just talk to people openly and show code. But like, this is just the future of this kind of stuff. Like, we're just using Twitch, and this is where social media is going. I think this is cool, and I'm happy we can do it, because if I was like at EA, I guarantee EA would never mark this off. They would never let an engineer sit in front of a stream. They would never let me show code. They just think it was crazy. Yes, Pentachills basically summed up what I did, which is, although Pentachills missed a semicolon here, because while temp not equal to 1, that's basically what we did, which is silly. Pebcac error, yeah, Pebcac, I remember that. It would be difficult to add a hotkey. Would it be difficult to add a hotkey that you can hold press while double clicking, I'm sorry, the card to run its ability as often as possible until all counters are depleted, so as to avoid infinite clicking for untargeted abilities or like Storm of the Centuries. No, that wouldn't be hard at all, Joe. That would be actually very easy. I'll patch that off to Jared. Where's my notepad? Where's my notepad? Yeah, keep this file in editor for now. Mention to Jared hotkey to repeat action as long as action is valid. Yeah, we just got to make sure we don't do anything that would let you like shift-click yourself into an infinite loop, maybe as many times as possible, or 100. Because then also, if somebody was like had found a real or was trying to activate a guy an infinite number of times, they could count. They could be like, let's do him 500 times, you know, that kind of thing. That'd be cool. Does Hex have or plan to implement AI in a sex of OpenGym stuff? I'm not sure what OpenGYM is. OpenGYM would probably know a lot better than me. AI use it self-write. I used to work in Lisp, which I prefer for AI programming, which was also self-modifying code. I haven't used OpenGYM. I will have to look at it. Yeah, I will definitely take a look at that because I'm fascinated in that stuff, but I'm not familiar with that particular language and or platform, so I'll have to look at it. Yeah, and then Shield saying being able to do as often as possible, make a lot of arena decks way less hateful. Totally, I have no problem with this. It's super simple. It's just basically if you shift click on something, I store that input and keep sending it to the server until the server responds with invalid. Very easy to implement. It's all about asking Jared how he wants to interface that. It's on GitHub. So we used to make Pokemon interface with Twitch. Oh, so it was what you used to. Okay, cool. Excuse me. Yeah, I will definitely read about OpenGYM. Oh, here it is, and here's a link. Blorp. Let's keep this open. I'll have to read about it some, but yeah, this sounds super fascinating. I like tools that make my job easier, and I like things that are like cool or easy to work with. So yeah. card combo it was, but I posted in... Oh, I see. Shield was making a joke about Twitch plays Hex. Now I understand. My apologies, Shield. I'm dumb. I'm just not very smart. Infinite Loop 2 months ago should be easier for you. Is it possible for the threshold filter change can be applied to cards in multiple sets as well? I like Verdict of the Ancient Kings, but when I'm filtered down to just set 9 cards, I don't want to see it 4 more times. What I think actually Jared wants to do is stack up different art, same card, and let you swap which art is the one you choose from first, so it stacks those up. But the reason it shows the different verdicts from different sets is because if you don't have any set 9 ones, you're still legal to play with older versions of that. Joe, what's the next major AI thing you're going to tackle not in this stream? I don't know yet. I think updating sequencing to include activated abilities, not just card plays, would be really, really good. So sequencing with activated abilities is off the top of my head. But I typically talk to the rest of the team to figure out what I'm going to do in these things. Also, EDH. Yes. Is it simple to have stacks of troops unstack for easy blocking? Yeah, I'd really like to revisit the way stacking works, Biznatch. I don't think the way we implemented stacking is ideal. I don't think it's bad. I think it saves a lot of space. But it is very frustrating in some situations. Like the idea that they're all created equal isn't as safe an assumption, as it sounds when you first make it. Would it be possible to give us a checkbox in the filter to go back to the old method of displaying prismatics? Like when I'm doing Evo, when I filter only for blood shards, it used to show me the different prismatics that had blood part of their threshold. Now it only shows if you have both. This makes it a lot more annoying to make decks. Lime, we've gotten a lot of mixed feedback about the change to the prismatic thing. I think Jared is... I think he has a plan. I just need to talk to Jared. But I am fully aware, we're all fully aware, that that is not a universally loved change. So we will have to figure out a better solution for everybody. Absolutely. Wait, keep talking about this. Lime Killer's asking for. What is Lime? Oh, Lime Killer's asking for that, yes. Chris said yes to EDH, confirmed. EDH! I like EDH. I think it's cool. Mesmerize is a card that the AI still plays wrong all the time. Alright, I'll just note that. Mesmerize. Mesmerize AI equals sad face. Okay. Noted. And I will take a look at it. It's probably won't be too bad to solve. I agree with the space part. The space part. Stacking is going to be a nightmare on, yeah. Just the interface in general is difficult on mobile devices, tablets. Ryan showed up. Ryan, do you want to? No, why don't you? No,
you want me to do this?
Yeah, you can be part of the world. Here, I'm going to move the world. Woo!
This is just it's just because we're living in earthquake.
Yes, yeah. It's
right?
just like,
yeah.
Actually, you know what I learned the other day?
No, what's that?
Oklahoma, more earthquakes than California.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? California, more tornadoes than Oklahoma. Yeah.
I just don't know anything anymore.
I know! I don't either! I was like, I had that completely backwards, but I found that stat. Yeah, so I mentioned to Ryan that people were asking about Iconoclash, which we're calling Iconoclash, right?
That's what I've been branding it.
That's our...
And I'm glad that you've branded it that as well.
That's what the API listeners have now, is Iconoclash.
Perfect.
They had questions about, like, they had some interesting suggestions, stuff like, for example, could we expand this to, like, you select one of these mercenary decks and it's like mercenary battle format?
Yeah, maybe. Like, one of the things that whenever I was creating Corinth was like, yeah, I definitely want to see, I want to see what other games we can make through our system.
Right.
And so, like, I think a goal is try to get more mercenaries that are actually, like, turning the rules engine on its head, but still working within our rules engine.
Sure.
So, yeah, I would definitely be down to see what else we can put together as far as like some type of mercenary battles goes.
They definitely something that we'll have to bring up with Jared, as they mentioned they want to be able to direct challenge in this format.
Sure.
So yeah.
I think we've discussed doing something like that in the past for some other things as well. So I think it's something that it's definitely on our radar. So.
Ooh, on our radar. Ooh, that's official. I have to open up Twitch.
Well, there's no official radar. It's just
There is an official radar. We keep it over there.
The official radar
It's
is
off camera.
every morning around 10:30 when Jared and I walk to the kitchen to grab coffee. That's like the radar walk.
Oh, that is the radar. The water cooler radar.
Yeah.
We have to build a. What other?
So chat.
Yeah, you guys had questions.
I can see everybody's name except for the terrible green color that they.
Oh, you're talking about this one, Josh?
Which is the only person who said hello, Ryan.
Jakishua?
Ah, Jakisha.
Jakisha? My apologies.
At least that's how I say it. I don't know. I could have been saying it wrong for the past year.
I'm terrible about names. Game config. I'm gonna set up some variables here real quick. We were just waiting on a build. So, if you have questions for Ryan, now is your opportunity, because in a minute here we're gonna try to play this and see if it works.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we are done.
I'm coming in on the hotness.
I believe it really wasn't that bad. Except for the part where we created an infinite loop. But I blame that on chat.
Chat, guys. You guys can't be doing that.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. It was obvious to me. I was like, this is how you program, guys. But whatever. If you want to do it this way, I guess. But yeah. Unity. It defaulted back to this build window. I hate it. This is going to open up in front of you, so I'm going to move that. I have to... The amount of moving around windows I have to do during this experiment.
Can we build other format after this?
Oh yeah, so yes, EDH has been suggested a couple times in chat.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe once.
Okay.
Just so you know.
That's everyone.
Yeah. I think that like if you scroll up, you will notice just no page of this chat does not have EDH on it somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's a long period where we didn't talk about EDH. We talked about China.
Wow.
Yeah, boy, we go places, man.
You guys are just all over the world.
Face Off Live. Unfortunately, I don't know if we could stream it. We would be able to see each other's hands.
Because we'd both be playing from this.
We both
rig,
right? Because I like publishing this. If you want me to publish this as dev, I can, but it's going to take hours, guys.
Yeah.
Like a dev publishes. We run nightly dev builds because it takes so long.
Careful what you say. They're going to demand that we come back tomorrow.
What, tomorrow? We play board games tomorrow. Tomorrow we're playing a board game that I worked on.
Yeah.
Like, I spent all last Saturday making a new board game, and we're gonna test it out tomorrow.
New board game, not one that's out.
Not Space is Big, but right, which we've already played. But now
Space is Big was fun.
Space is Big, I think, is all right. I was actually, to be honest with you.
Are you more excited about this new? Well, we never got to play with the new races.
Well, we should go back to it. So the tack I took, and maybe this
Cones
is wrong.
of Dunshire. I'd love to play Cones of Dunshire.
So I tried to read a lot of like great designers. And one of the things that was universally suggested is to figure out if you're on the right track with the game. You need to find a way to ask the people if they've enjoyed the game without asking them. So the tack I took was to see if anyone said, "Hey, are we ever going to check that again?"
Sure.
And so that's why I was worried about Space is Big, because that's the build process. Why am I not getting the window that I want here? Because nobody said that.
Well.
And
sure,
so,
but you have to understand the way our gaming group works is we rarely ever replay anything because we always have so many games. Except for Gloomhaven.
But I also, as an observer, was kind of I think that maybe this is a little too dry.
Well, that's what the races were for, right?
The races, I think, help out a lot. I like chess a lot, so obviously was going for a perfect information game, and I can see how people think perfect information games are.
And I hate chess.
Chess is so good. Unity's taking a second. There we go. All right, so we're logging in.
Favorite board game is Talisman. We've had some discussions about Talisman.
Man, that's my favorite. One of my favorite beer and pretzels games. I'll say that for sure. Yeah,
Talisman's always so close for me, but it's not quite. It's right on the right track, but not quite enough.
I mean, it's random, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think Runebound.
Maybe that's the problem. Is they say I want random, but not that random.
Yeah, it's craps, or I think that my favorite dicing game is actually Raw, the dice game.
I've never played that.
Oh, we should get a copy of that. It's push your luck like Yahtzee. It's Yahtzee, but it has all the raw stuff of building wonders with these dice or whatever, so that you have some. So the push your luck is, instead of 3 rolls like in Yahtzee, it's stretched over maybe 60 rolls over the course of the game.
Okay, I gotcha.
And so there's a lot of like, I'm just going to keep building. I'm going to keep putting stuff into wonders and hope that I keep rolling it. And you could just break and just never roll wonders again or whatever. It's a neat game. I like it a lot.
Proper game of Talisman is 8 hours.
Oh, dude,
or
yeah.
8 players in 6 hours.
Me and Colin
That's
and
crazy.
Lily and some other folks, I can't remember all of them. We used to play Talisman online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fucking all night. I would just go buy a bottle of whiskey and
that's crazy.
Just be like, I'm just getting drunk and playing Talisman. That's today. Like that is the day.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not the best. All right, so let's try to create this tournament. We're gonna create Icono. So we want to create starts in 5 minutes, opens in no minutes, and we called it Iconoclash.
Sweet.
So hopefully we don't just get. There we go. We got a special tournament. Now, if everything's good, what should happen is we should see.
Sweet shield.
Okay, we see a fee. Yeah, it doesn't know what shield to put because it's a new tournament format.
Gotcha.
Cool. So this is just the cost of Bash, so that's right. Now we shouldn't get a deck selection window. We should just go straight to a tournament, and we shouldn't get any red over here. This red's okay. This red's fine. Don't worry about that red, okay?
We should get no red.
This red.
Well, this red is okay.
This red is somebody put a tournament template in that doesn't make sense and it can't load it. This red doesn't count. Okay. Don't worry about this red. This red's been there forever. I'm gonna do this, okay?
Okay.
Look, there's no red. Okay,
there's
no red. Everything's
excellent.
Fine. No red.
Everything's going perfectly.
This is as expected.
We're redless.
And then we join.
No, 700 platinum is not what Iconoclash will cost.
No, it's just I'm copying Hex Bash, just as a template, and so it's using the exact same cost of Hex Bash.
That's it. Don't ask.
We're waiting to 7:32 here for the tournament to fire.
Okay.
Sweet. We should see 2 players in standings. Yep, we have both players in standings.
I hope Chris 2 wins. It would be an upset.
CW2.
CW2 would.
You think Chris is the highest ranked player in this?
Well, like I assume Chris is 1.
Chris is
CW2 is Chris Woods 2.
He's a much newer player. I can tell you that. I can tell you that.
Yeah, it's gotta cost way more than 7 under platinum.
We don't ask you for anything else. We provide all the stuff.
You get everything else.
Yes, including a champion that literally doesn't exist anywhere else in the game.
Oh, you explained how the.
No, I didn't explain how it is, but yeah, for the we're not loading the mercenary. We made another champion template because the deck building restrictions and the passive party. The party passive was actually the real trick here. I couldn't guarantee the party passive wouldn't just start going off. So
that's fine.
Yeah, I don't know what is the party passive.
You start with the Sanctum of Suffering, which is at the start of your turn you discard a card at random and draw a
card. Michael loaded.
It really wouldn't do too much.
Yeah, we should definitely improve Collection Manager. I just want to do so much work in Collection Manager.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of older screens that could use some love.
Yeah, the newer stuff tends to be a lot better, but what he's talking about specifically is probably we have an uncapped frame rate there. Because his GPU fan starts running, but we just don't render enough. So what we make a mistake here, up here in the corner, you can see my frame rate. This should always never go above 60, but you can uncap it, at which point this will run the computer as fast as it can go, which will always, laptops hate it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Shield, DirectTech is Shield, in case you're aware.
Okay.
Shield, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I called him Dr. Rectech for a long time, and then he corrected me.
What would it be, Dr. Ectech? Not.
Yes, okay, thank you for also correcting me. Grief. He wants less life total in Iconoclash. It's probably a development thing, right?
I mean, yeah, we haven't really, we don't even have the ability to, play around with this, so, yet. We'll see how games go.
And what's the answer? I'm sorry. VSync NVIDIA settings doesn't help much. I'll have to check, Michael Oda, for sure. I will have to check to see what's going on there. In cases where he comments on something and don't worry about explaining it. Yeah, I was aware that Joe couldn't hear me, but I don't know. I did the best I can. I tried to enunciate a lot, and then I realized later, it's like, I wonder if that makes it harder to understand what I'm saying when I enunciate. Joe, you'll have to tell me, it's like, if I enunciate, does that help? Or is it more difficult to understand what I'm saying because I'm being too dramatic in how I use my mouth? I just don't know. It's one of those conversations.
You just have to master your mouth shapes.
It's such a hard
Do your
conversation
mouth exercises
to have.
every morning. And
Yeah,
you'll be fine. Enunciate.
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 Okay.
Enunciate.
Perfect.
It's like I'm an announcer. You know, let's get ready to rumble. That's enunciating.
They're nitpicking. There.
And how do I ban everybody? Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so the tournament should be launching any second now.
I'm excited.
Let's move this over here where we can see it. We're waiting for the server window here to do a bunch of work where it will start matching people. It's either going to announce or launch, or it's going to crash.
Or enunciate.
Or enunciate, yes. Gosh, this is like... Look, I just wrote a tournament in an hour, and you guys are going to get hung up on enunciate.
I'm not.
You got hung up on it.
I did. You're right.
That's fine. Lime's telling me how to actually ban everybody.
Oh, nice.
Oh, hey, Nick's here. Hey, Nick, what's going on? So it did something.
Yeah, we got like 10 seconds.
Oh, we do. Good.
Launch.
Shows how often I'm in like organized tournaments. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, why didn't this transfer? But this thing here tells me. Now we're gonna get a game. We're gonna see what that game looks like.
We're gonna see if we get any red.
The server seems okay. Now the question is, does the client actually load our champions?
Yeah.
Or
just die.
Or do we just have no cards?
Oh!
Look at that! Well, you're ahead of the time. This is what they see.
Oh.
They're on the debugger.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Hey, 20 cards.
It matters.
Look at that, 20 cards in both decks.
Perfect.
My opponent's talking to me.
And C2.
Man.
C-dubs 2.
Okay, so let's go first. Okay. And also,
too many cards in hand.
This is a debug client, so I can see the opponent's hand. That's a debug client switch.
Sure.
Just so people know.
This is probably.
Oh, he's only supposed to draw 4, huh?
Yeah, probably wasn't set.
I think that. Well, even if you change the number of cards a champion draws in PvP, that doesn't matter. In PvP, it's 7. So I'll have to go in and specifically look at this.
Do they know why there's Calliope?
Oh, yeah, this is... They don't know why. So this is...
They don't know why, but they have noticed it.
Yeah, in case you've noticed, the Calliope is also chilling out with me here. I'm working on rewriting the tutorial, and so Calliope, we use little, like... I can actually just show people some of it. We use little chat bubbles and stuff, and so Calliope comes up here, but... Whenever I put Calliope in, I forgot to hide her, so now she shows up in every game I play. She's
just hanging out. She's trying to help.
She's my little friend. Yeah. Calliope's my little friend. Anyway, yeah, so we're working on the new player experience behind the scenes. I can't announce what we're changing or when it's going to be done, but this is what I'm working on right now. Actually, is new player experience. So what do we play here? We open with Diamond gets good low troops, right?
I like this Sapphire.
You want to go
Sapphire's busted.
Okay, so we go Sapphire, and then we activate this, right?
Jam it.
And we get 3 choices?
Hailhawk.
Are these supposed to be in this option?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I'm playing it in unsupported resolution for those who notice this is going over here. So we get Hailhawk.
These cards are just larger than life, Chris.
Yes. Okay, so boom! Look at
boom! We'll see that thing later.
And then our opponent has to... Okay, so that part works.
Yes.
So maybe I just need to script it so that it does that immediately.
Well, no. I think I just need to change the starting hand size, and I think we'll be fine.
Okay.
I can do that on my own.
We can staff over here too?
Let's go blood.
You want to go blood against them? Okay, so opponent's going blood.
Blood is a good counter here.
And then our opponent is looking at Voidstar the Sightless, Bristlebarg, Hag, and Umbral Guard.
I think Voidstar just like wins the game, just about.
Tax.
Oh no.
Oh, because it's a mill card.
Well, it all depends on. I guess you don't ever lose to mill in this format, actually. So, I don't know. Maybe take the Umbral Guard.
Just take the guard.
Sure.
Okay, so opponent grabbed a guard. You can see that now. It's up here.
Yeah.
And then let's go ahead and end. Now the guard gets shuffled into their deck. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end of turn, your hand and your crypt are shuffled into the deck.
Okay, I'm just making sure, but
well, technically not shuffled.
Oh, so I'm losing the shard I play and gaining a card.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your deck's staying around the same size, except for things that like go into play, or anything that's going to create another card.
Match histories are coming in the future, a list of recent matches, but list of played cards and actions during the game, Yeah, we call that game log, Michael Loto, for what it's worth. And yes, that's something I absolutely want to put in. I can't say when, obviously.
Yeah.
The new player experience is currently right in front of me. Once I kick that out, I would not be averse to working on that, but I can never make my own schedule. I have to talk to other people. It's only reasonable.
It's true.
I theoretically could, I guess, but that's just a bad. You just fire people like that. Okay, so what do we...
You make your own schedule for a while.
Yeah, you can get away with it for a while.
Then when people realize that you're not paying attention.
I get input on what we're working on. That's good enough. You don't get that at most companies. So.
I mean...
Usually
I'd say
engineers
your
are
opinion goes a long way here.
Whatever.
Or whatever.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean it that way.
No,
I get embarrassed when talking about myself. What do we want to... So we're Sapphire... he's Blood, so do we want to be like...
Diamond, maybe?
Yeah, I was thinking Diamond or Wild. I don't want to go Blood on both sides.
We could have them. Oh, people are saying Wild.
Wild? We want to go Wild?
People are going Wild.
Alright, let's go Wild.
Alright, we'll go Wild.
He's going Wild. Ooh. Oh, right. I was like, where's my...
No, you don't want to...
Okay, you have to activate it.
Yeah, gotta go.
Should we make it a trigger? Would that be better? When you play a resource, do this? Or is there a strategy to
The problem is,
on
like, if there's other... No, there's not really a strategy. The problem is, like, if you get charges otherwise, you want to be able to... I mean, we could do it when you get a charge, but...
Create a random spider and put it into your hands.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
All these are pretty bad. I don't know. I'd take the book, I guess.
The book.
The Arachnomicon.
Oh, it is a book.
Yeah, it's a book. It's a spider book.
Arachnomicon. Tribunal was in here earlier, so he likes it. Yeah, and then Shield is all about
the Arachnomicon.
All right. So
I guess we really should see what the people.
Do you want to just keep going down Blood?
Yeah, let's just keep the mono Blood train going.
Okay, we're gonna jam Blood over here. And then we are looking at. We have to resolve it over here. We are looking at Squirming Tear, Unravel, which seems alright.
Squirming Tear is actually pretty good. We can play it right now.
Yes.
Actually start clocking.
Yeah, that's true. It's unblockable, and it'll be a 3/2.
Yeah, unless we play another troop down.
Right. So now on our turn, we need to try to get. We got Wild in there, so we got a pretty good. We got a pretty good chance.
Well, the problem is Wild is going to try to give us big troops, but we'll see what happens.
So do we want to Sapphire Wild here?
Sapphire Wild is fine. Either one.
What's 3-drop with 2 threshold that we would be?
Go Wild.
Okay, let's just.
We don't really want interrupts in this format because.
Yeah, because you can't really hold them
when
up.
You're gonna hold.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point.
So.
Okay, let's resolve out and. This isn't great.
Well, we're getting hit.
Yeah.
Cloudbounder's good.
Cloudbounder is mobilized flight's pretty solid.
We just need to get a troop before we can do it. But I like it.
Yeah.
I like it more than Lunar Resonance.
I'm wondering if the guy that draws 2 cards is better than we think. I guess he costs 8, doesn't he?
Yeah. Which one?
Never mind. I forget that he costs 8. The guy that we ship the guy that.
Well, the problem is drawing cards is actually not good in this format.
Unless you can use them immediately.
Yeah, you need to use them immediately. And if you just spent 6 to draw 2 cards.
So we can go Diamond, Sapphire, or Wild.
Well, we have Sapphire Wild on the other end, so let's go Diamond.
All right, let's get some. Yeah, this go Verdict over here.
Try that. Yeah.
God, I keep forgetting. Let's see if we get a trick first, right? Like, Commander Prompt, Verminous Piper, or a Remnant of Innovation.
Not the Remnant. It's got to be the Prompt.
Yeah, Prompt seems.
Prompt is really good.
Prompt seems
we can't play anything this turn, but
Prompt plus Terror seems like it's just to be super solid, right?
We're in trouble.
Yeah, the debugging client is CW. The Bad Manners guy is
Prompt.
Yeah, Oof. Prompt is so good here.
All right.
And then. No, didn't pull anything off the top there like Prompt. Okay, so then we're on
Sapphire, I guess.
Yeah, let's keep it balanced, right? Yeah, maybe if you get some rubies so that we can try to get some removal on there.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
too late now.
Sapphire Wild is not the best.
I mean, if we get any bounce spells, it's actually not bad.
That's true because
like he has to play it or he's going to
bounce. Just put it back in your deck.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Zubrin.
We got Zubrin. We got a Mixologist. And we've got...
Zubrin has Rowdy.
We can play any of these this turn.
Mudmaster's probably the best plan, just because, like...
Yeah, Momentum is really good in this format.
Yeah, well... It won't have a target, but it's the only one that will make... Well, the the Exalted Professor won't actually do anything to the opposing guy to make sure he doesn't grow, the Squirming Terror or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
So it's probably go Mutt Master here.
Okay, so let's grab
ourselves. Like anything that gives like permanent buffs in this format is usually pretty good.
Yeah, because you're dealing with so few cards.
Yeah, exactly.
Prophecy's probably all right in this format.
Oh yeah, Prophecy's fantastic. Huh, I wonder, are we just seeing standard stuff right now?
Probably because the format's probably I need to check the style.
Sure.
I probably because yeah. So that's just all in the tournament definition. So what Ryan was asking about.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. Like, I think it'll be Immortal.
Oh, where is servers there? So what Ryan's asking about here is if we look at the way we define a tournament. Where did I do that? Oh, it's not called Hex Bash anymore because we renamed it to Iconoclash. Here we have something called the tournament style. This is going to determine what sets are legal in the tournament, and the game rules engine, when creating random cards, obeys the style flag. So if I set this to Immortal, which this is standard, if I set this to Immortal and rebooted everything, then we would start seeing Immortal cards. Okay. So that's very simple. I like it this way because it allows design to play with it. Any given Sunday, they could just go to the database, update what the style is. Now Iconoclash is like this. But anyway, so I just copied Bash, which is a standard.
Sure, makes sense.
So that's why we got that. Do we? I think we swing into this still, right? Well, we play our resources.
We are unblockable, so.
We're unblockable, right?
It's not like we're blocked in.
We stick with the blood.
Just keep playing blood. Maybe we'll get a removal spell.
Yeah, I feel like this Blood Diamond guy is doing pretty good. So we are looking at. Oh God, OBS! I hate you. What's really funny is you see how I'm getting.
Oh, that's crazy.
The debugger.
It
detects the mouse.
This.
Yes. Yeah. So I can highlight the button here.
Even though you can't click it.
No, and it's because I keep trying to, for those who don't know what's going on, I keep trying to use OBS to use the interface instead of the actual interface. Okay, so we're looking at Winter Brave, Radiant Servant, and the Eternal Architect.
We're on 4 resources this turn?
We are on 4.
I like the Winter Brave. Just,
yeah.
I mean, either that or the Servant. I just want to play something this turn.
Flight, and then 7.
For 7 you can illuminate, but
I like evasion.
Like just the evasion, yeah.
We're beat down machines right now.
Yeah, right now.
If we already had Illuminate guy, I wouldn't mind getting the Brave just for like an onboard trick there.
For sure.
But all right, so we're going in. Now we don't get the +2 anymore.
We don't get the +2
because this guy.
Yeah.
This guy's causing us problems. By us, I'm schizophrenic, of course. Now this guy is causing us problems, right?
All right. Well, look, maybe we try getting that ruby that you were talking about.
Yeah, let's go.
Sure.
Let's try to get all five colors represented here. We're equal opportunity.
Yeah.
And let's see what we can show.
Momentum, which is going to make it tough for that squirming thing to.
Cosmicron. That's portals.
Get a rare portal. You gotta go portaling. But Sweep Boy is good too. Broombot, sweep.
Yeah, Sweep Boy is not bad. It's going to get shipped into our deck though immediately, right? The portal will.
The portal will, yeah. But like when we draw it, it'll be whatever.
We get 2 for 1, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair. Early on, like this format seems to be about just getting cards.
And if we ever like,
oops. I clicked on rare portal.
Yeah. And if this guy ever trades off and like we get to replay it, we got a resource. That's not the best, but whatever.
Well, but it'll portal when we
It'll actually portal because we'll get a new hand at the end of our turn, and then by the time our starter turn comes around.
We go here.
Oh, yeah, beat down. We can't block anything.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think he wants to block here. Like, we're up 4 on life. We just chump with a 2-1. That seems like a bad idea.
No, yeah. I think we're just going to take 4.
It's like a weird hybrid Saturday, Wednesday stream at this point in time. Opponent goes Diamond, I think? Just to stick to Diamond Blood stratagem? Or does he want to get some Sapphire into his life?
Let's keep going Diamond.
Okay. Michael, this is Ryan. I'm sorry, we didn't introduce him. This is
sorry.
This is Ryan. He's the lead designer for Hex Shards of Fate. He was here just on a weekend doing designy stuff. And so I was like, hey, as long as you're here, do you want to come hang out on the stream? And then he came in just exactly when we got this working. So now,
perfect.
we're playing Icono. But anyway, he's the lead designer. He's responsible for set 9. I think you were lead designer on set 9, right? That was yours. Set 8 was someone else's?
Set 8 was someone else. I was 7 and 5 and 4.
Okay, so he's 4, 5, 7, and 9 sets. So if you want to complain about, here's the guy to complain about. Ooh,
yeah,
Twilight
I'll
Archon.
take all your complaints.
Exorcist. So we got Twilight Archon, Righteous Exorcist, and Rhymeclaw here.
It's got to be that Archon, right?
Like
we can't play it right now, but when we do,
Life Drain Flight.
It's so good.
Do you think we can get a Daybreak and a Nightfall before?
Unlikely, but I think we can play one more resource before.
Yes. Yeah. Archon, and then do we just go all in because like we're
not blocking.
Yeah. We really just because the Archon also makes our hand.
This deck's starting to fall behind though.
Yeah, I mean our opponent got 2 big guys.
Yeah. Those big wild dudes. We're setting the meta for this.
So we got the book.
Tournament immediately.
We should probably play our card first, right? Do we just go?
Well, let's use our charge power first.
Right, which means we have to go resource. That's what I meant by player.
Oh,
I'm sorry. So we just go Ruby to stick in our 3 colors.
Yeah.
Because this will go a solid color.
Yeah. Looks like the other one will have to go off color, but it got its Archon in its hand. That's terrifying.
And we want Oppress the Unworthy.
Oppress is really good.
Yeah, this is solid.
Yeah.
Oppress is really good where we're at the beats.
Or we can just get more portals.
Just double down on the randomness of this format.
I think we just go oppressing.
Yeah,
because oppress over and over again is oppressive.
Yes, and then
we can still play our book.
We want to buff this guy.
Yeah.
And then that guy, right?
Sure.
Yeah, just boom. And then our opponent, now our opponent is see, our opponent's a jerk. All right, so resolve it. And do we want to get the book?
Yeah, might as well play it.
I mean, it gets into our hand, right?
Yeah.
So, but it also means that we're going to start clogging up our deck with spiders. Those spiders don't.
Or we just play the spiders.
Well, sure, but I was thinking of the what were the ones that sacked at the end of turn? I was thinking of the
Dreadlings.
I was thinking of
well, it could give us a Dreadling, but more than likely it'll give us some other spider.
Now we for sure just.
I think that guy's in trouble.
Yeah, I think.
Although the Archon's going to come down.
Well, will we keep? Oh, we do at the end of turn. We redo the hand.
Yeah, end of turn we redo our hand.
True enough. Okay, so then we have to go to a new world here. What world do we want to go to?
Let's go Ruby.
Okay.
It'll be the crossover.
Ruby's the odd man out for everybody. Let's see what we get.
Yeah, we'll see what we get, but it's pretty unlikely that
Totemic Zomboys or Prince Zakaz.
Well, Zakaz is just going to play more resources, actually, so I think the Elder might be better.
Yeah, Conscript is probably pretty solid.
Conscript is okay.
He's got a socket. We could get lucky.
What is this socket? Exhaust target opposing troop.
Yes, deploy exhaust is the socket. That's okay later. That's not good right now.
Well, right now I think we're still playing our Archon.
Yeah, I think for sure we want this guy. Because this guy doesn't because of the plus 3.
Unfortunately,
doesn't make
that oppress is still beating down.
We still sneak in for 1 here, probably, right? We're not going to chump this guy off. This guy can chump.
Yeah, that guy can chump.
And then this guy could trade and gain life. Yeah.
We're getting. I'm a little desperate here, but
we got our opponent on a 21-turn clock. Got to figure out something soon, opponent.
Yeah.
We got a prompt.
Oh no, I forgot about prompt.
That's right. We do have that could make that thing good again. This guy over here got created a 2/4.
Ooh, exciting.
Yes.
This will just see what we get off of Corinth.
Wild here?
Sure.
And boom. That Momentum Troop was so bad. Oh, Choir, Runic Missile, which is just deal 1 twice, and Deny, which is bad in this format, I think.
Yeah. I think I might take the Deny here.
You think you take the Deny?
I don't know. There's a chance that,
I mean, yeah.
If it ends up in your hand at the right time, it could be insane.
It's true. The Choir just gives us...
Choir could be good, too. It won't be good the first time you play it, but the next time, maybe.
Yeah, because we do... Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we just take the Deny. I was thinking we were the 12 health guy, who the Choir would buy us some time.
Sure.
But...
Well, I guess the missile would kill off the thing that could chump block.
It does kill... The missiles basically deal 6 to the face here.
Yeah. Okay, sure, missile.
Okay, so missile for deal 60. Come on, missile.
We could also like just shoot the unblockable guy, and then at the end of turn shoot the unblockable guy again.
Oh, because we're guaranteed to draw.
Because we're guaranteed.
Oh, Runic is weird.
Runic is weird. A lot of things are weird in this format, but
I feel like we just pop this mofo though.
Yeah, sure.
Get in
as well.
Because we're gonna get in for 6, right? He's bound to trade here.
Yeah.
Because,
well, I mean, we are him, so.
But if
it's not trading.
We do lose the Runic, right?
No. I mean, we just go face.
We just get face off the Runic.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so we'll go here.
I mean, like if he doesn't block, then he would die. So he has to block.
And
we get a spider.
We get a free spitter spider. Not really free. We paid 3 for it. And then we ship because we got the beats.
All right. Over here,
I think we have to make this trade. We have to make this trade. We're in bad shape over here. Yeah. And then
the prompt came a little too late.
Yeah, I know. Well, it maybe can still. I don't know. It was the fact that he got a momentum troop.
That momentum troop was powerful.
This guy shut off this guy in a big way.
Yeah, it did.
And then.
And now we get to Runic Missile.
And we one more to the face.
Ping.
You're at 10. What are you gonna do, bad boys? Blood or what? Ruby. So does she not create 2? I'm sorry. Does she not create 2 threshold ruby cards while I only have 1 ruby threshold?
Oh, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so then
she'll only match whatever you actually.
It's a real question if we play the ruby or the blood here. The question is, do we want to open up more ruby options?
More ruby's fine.
Okay, so we'll open up some more ruby options. What's she gonna give?
Let's see what we get.
We've got Rock Slider, Storm Rider, and we have Curator. Immortal, void each duplicate.
I mean, it's a blocker too.
It's an immortal blocker.
Yeah, I think we go with that.
Void each duplicate's fascinating.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I can't say no.
Yeah, we're gonna.
There was the troop that reverted there, which could have been useful, but like having an invincible troop is also insane.
An invincible blocker that just eats resources.
All right. So yeah.
Yeah.
And plus now we get to attack for 3.
Yeah, now we brought our guy back online. Like now our opponent's like, wait, what am I gonna do? Because like if we get that prompt back in hand, this guy's a real problem.
Yeah.
Because
it's pretty likely we're gonna get that prompt back.
Yeah. Also,
no, we didn't get that.
Oh, we got this Crumb Baskets thing. -1/1 Illuminate. Okay, so this guy, look at this. So we got our Hailhawk.
That was from turn 1.
We got a Goliath. And then we've got Kismet's Dice on the portal.
Not the best right now. Card drawing, again, isn't that great in this format.
Both of these are adding a 4th color to us. Because we only get 1 of each.
Sure,
we're going to have to bleed out our final.
I don't know. Diamond, blood.
Oh, okay, well, I did blood. I was just thinking removal in my head.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Void, but we need void removal.
Yeah, we do need. Ooh. Well, Silverback's nice. It blocks.
Yeah. Flare. We could try to. We could have this trick and hope our opponent doesn't know we have it in our hand.
/ doesn't block with the invincible troop.
Well, if we go with 2.
Well, this guy's also a trick.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Silverback.
Like, if we're going to take one, let's take the Silverback.
For sure. Do we just play this guy?
I think so.
+4/+4 and crush this turn.
Well, the other one has... Maybe we just play the...
We 11/11 crush this guy, which means he goes over the top of the invincible.
That's not how invincible works, Chris.
Oh, no. Crush doesn't get over
Crush
invincible.
will just get completely absorbed.
Oh, my gosh. Who did that? Hold on. I can fix that.
Maybe we just want to play the bird here, just to try to fly over the top.
Oh, that's true. The bird is still like a real threat. Yeah. And then next turn, if we can get this guy back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
And then we can also play like the spider, the Goliath spider.
Yeah, then we get the spider, or we can get Kismet's Dice spider. Okay.
So, hey, if we get like 6 more spiders, we get to take an extra turn.
We just don't go here, right?
No, there's no reason.
We get 2 damage.
We can get him for 2 and lose our guy.
Yeah,
that said, like losing that guy's not bad because like we do put momentum on our bird.
Okay, let's see if we can get some love here. Come on, love. So we are looking at Imolith, Arcane Alacrity, Elder of Lost Ages.
Elder's not bad.
Elder's not bad because it's 1 is flight, which we need that, and 2 it's double time guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Elder's pretty solid here. Elder plugs up this because we were really worried about that.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, might as well play that guy.
And we might as well just get him out there because who knows?
Just
Maybe we'll eliminate him. The thing is that we just don't have like the best opening we have is this guy.
Yeah, he hits for.
He hits for 1, right? No, he ties.
He ties, so we don't.
No,
yeah, we do. We do.
It just doesn't happen until you attack. I was like, we have the tie.
Same.
But our opponent's almost certain to momentum out of that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So that's just the way it is. So our opponent is got this guy.
Oh, jeez.
Got this guy again.
Oh boy.
We have to hope our opponent doesn't draw that.
What is our Mad Doggin?
Mad Doggin.
I don't think we're playing
Portal
Mad
into
Doggin.
this.
Well, maybe no.
Let's see what we get.
Yeah, let's see what we get.
Oh no, we're already in Saf.
Yeah, that's fine.
So then, boom, where we got? We've got Manti Magi, Fly Lookout, and the Sky Shaper.
Sky Shaper is another flyer.
Yeah, and also like maybe we can do some high chinks with this deploy.
Yeah, maybe.
Because you can mobilize to deploy him and then get a in play trigger again.
Mm-hmm.
So do we do this? Do we drop this guy to 6/6 this?
I think so.
Because like he almost has to block here, right?
Yeah.
We put 4 on his face.
Well, no, like because it gets crushed. I think he's just gonna have to take it.
Yeah, I think you're right. The other option.
The downside is we can't play all these other sweet things.
The other option is we put it on this, and with these 2 guys going in, he has to take 8. Well, not has to take 8. I'm sorry, he has to start chump off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Or do we want to like Mad Doggin's not bad.
We could Mad Doggin and play that.
And well, we can Sky Shaper because we can Sky Shaper return something that we want to shuffle in, but I think we want all these.
There's anything we want to shuffle in.
Yeah, we want to keep all these on table, right? And then we got a Runic Missile back, so we could Mad Doggin Typhoon Missile. The missile will pop this stupid idiot.
Yeah, that's
or
true.
we go after this guy now.
Here's the thing: we're not guaranteed to draw a resource.
Not anymore. No, not since somebody played this. Or we go after this. I mean, bleeding off one of its rebirths.
I like playing. Yeah, let's go Mad Doggin.
Okay, so we're gonna go Doggin.
And then let's play the Typhoon.
And we're not gonna use mobilize on it.
We're not gonna mobilize it. We'll just play it out.
And then missile, do we just pop the flyer and then send everything? Because he's only got 2 blockers.
2 blockers.
4 attackers. We get 6.
He's gonna block the 9/8. Maybe.
He's gonna block.
He has to block that.
He'll block this and he'll chump this with this because this will resurrect it.
He'll take 6.
And we take 6, putting him at 4, which means that if we draw this again, we can win in the air.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Well, we didn't missile though.
Our opponent's gonna be kind and not block this. Our opponent's gonna play fair.
You should message him. Please don't block.
What is the guy? The Servant.
Radiant Servant. Yeah, Frost Wizard is the KO in this format.
Oh, okay. So he says no problem. So we're gonna go.
Okay, great. I'm glad that we.
Now the question is, do we do this anyway? We just promised we wouldn't.
Just dagger him.
Yeah, so I think we do these 2 for sure.
I think those are our only options. Like, I think anything else kills us.
Right, and then
unless we cheat.
We just soak it, yeah. Okay, so we're going to play fair. And then our opponent has to... Now the question is, do we just not play the missile because our opponent...
No!
Okay, just checking. Just going for strategy.
I think we might be in trouble.
Okay, so there we go. We're going to get the missile.
Shards.
And we're going to do this, right?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, I think that
puts like almost everything as lethal.
Yeah, I think our opponent now has to...
And by almost, I mean everything.
So we ship out the diamond, I think. Activate Arcana, and we're looking for like extinction.
We're looking for a miracle here.
Level stuff here, right? We got Pyre Strike, Brute Count Brasher, and Blightwater Ferryman.
Pyre Strike's not bad. It can kill the... It can kill a flyer, but like...
It can kill this or this, and then we have 3 blockers to their 3 attackers. We can stay alive.
And we can still play another guy this turn.
That's true. So Pyre Strike might be the way.
I think Pyre Strike is the plan.
The question is, do we hold Pyre Strike or do we just play it out?
We have to play it.
Okay, because it's the end of turn. Do we Elder here?
I think we Elder, yeah.
So we'll go with Totemic Elder, see what that can get for us.
We get to exhaust a guy.
Well, obviously.
Ryan Sutherland to do what Zophie suggested for monetization for this format. Create a special PV resource as well. Gain 1/1, gain a charge, gain a random threshold. Then add a bundle in the Hex store with a copy of the Corinth Merc plus 4x of the special resource for $10 to $20. Maybe even make Corinth auto upgrades so you don't have to play through campaign spin gold. I mean, we'll see what we end up doing. That's I mean, thanks for the ideas, but there's a lot of conversations that go into that type of thing. Yeah, and there's a lot more people than just me involved in that.
I think initially our goal is just to get like a low barrier to entry format that people can have fun with, right?
Yeah.
Like this seems all right from us playing it.
Yeah.
Do we fire now?
Yeah, because otherwise we're gonna have to use it or lose it.
So do we want to get this guy or this guy?
I think the flyer.
I think the flyer's
we
more
only
dangerous.
have one flyer, and he has two, and that would kill us.
Oh, he does have two. I didn't even notice. Yeah, I'm not too bright. And then do we go with this guy again? It's 1 point of damage. I think we
think so.
What if they get a speed tree?
Yeah, that's fair.
It's 1 point is what we're talking about.
Yeah, maybe not.
Let's just leave him home. Just
sure.
There, this guy. We want that guy. We want Commander
so long
Prompt.
without playing that guy.
Okay.
Uh-oh, that's game.
Yeah. Winter Widow just does it.
Just stun the flyer, that's game. Arachnomicon coming in at the end.
Yep. Boom.
We did it. We did it, everyone.
Boom. We need to go through the motions because I need to see the tournament conclude.
What is roughly the timeline for this being possible to be played?
I mean, we're at this point. It's in development stages.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy with the. We'll find out in a second. Let's make sure the tournament concludes the way I expect it to.
Sure.
And then, I'm happy with it, so we go to development. Yep, it concluded the way I expected it to.
Dang, you got a lot of money for this.
Yeah, the guy who took second place got it.
Anybody complain?
Look at this tournament. Look at this shirt. You get $500.
Anybody complained about the $7 price tag to play?
Yeah, whatever. I just won. I just won $500, and the other guy won $250. So I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, yeah. So as far as I'm concerned,
everything's pretty.
Well, I've got some stuff over here. I got to take a look at.
You do.
So
I thought that was the good red.
No, that's the bad red. Force reset tournament deck. Oh, at the end of the game, it's trying to unsideboard my deck.
Okay.
This is actually not a. This exception's not problematic. It's just caught and then done.
Yeah.
But I should get rid of it because it's stupid.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah. So then at this point in time, this is something that I'll probably publish out to development on Monday, and then let them play with it.
Well, we're not going to get much done on Monday then.
Yeah, I hope so. Like, you guys should play around with this format and see what you think about it.
Yeah.
But it seems good to me.
It seems good.
So yeah, I think that at that point in time, that is something that's ready to go. And then I just need to clean up that and pull the logs, call it a day. And I even got the tournament results mailed to me automatically.
Perfect.
So for those who aren't aware of this, when you use the tournament system, it automatically mails me the results of everything. So this mail just came in. And that looks right too, which is good. That means I don't have to mess with all that stuff. It automatically mails results of the tournament. So
try again next time, CW2.
Yeah, CW2 walks away with $250.
That's not bad.
Like, that's how much we're willing to support this tournament.
That's not true.
Look how
that is not true.
Look how all in we are on this tournament.
Oh boy.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. Does anybody have any chat questions for us before we close it down here? It being 8, I need to go get some dinner, finish up some work on a game for tomorrow. So I was going to close it down. But does chat have anything they want to ask before I get out of here? What is our OPS?
Oh, we need an option on the direct challenge feature in game to select Corinth versus current.
Yes, Joe. Yeah, I agree with this being something.
I agree.
I need to talk to Thatch.
That'll take a bit more work for us to get it in.
Also EDH. So
yeah, I'm seeing that. Hey Ryan, let's rub some salt on the never closing wound. Do you think the riposte nerf in Hero Fall should have been double? I'm more of a designer than a developer. I think the card has still seen some play, so I'm not too unhappy, I guess. Like, if there was a lot of people with some very strong feelings about that card. right before we went live with it. So, and it's good to have listen to other people's points of views. So, like I originally put it in the way that it was before, but a lot of times there's people who feel that things need to go a different way. So, it's I'm not unhappy with the way it came out because it still sees reserves play. And like if I could get every card getting some amount of play, that would be amazing. Obviously, that's pretty much a pipe dream, but I can't be upset about that one card when there's plenty of other cards that don't see any play.
They're talking about the API for Siege. I need to
Sure.
look up the API for Siege. Probably do that some evening next week. Unfortunately, API stuff is stuff I generally have to do on my own time, so I'll try to make sure I stick it late next week and get all that hooked up. Yeah, it seems like other than like your typical like, for example, someone's asking if auction house can be list time extended to 7 days. This is an engineering stream, so the answer I generally give people here is like, technically, I have no problem with that. That becomes a larger discussion.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up. I always bring up what people say in here, so you can guarantee that.
I mean that affects a lot of departments.
Yes.
Just to get that one one small thing actually ends up affecting a lot of departments. But we can look into it.
Zophie, I'm just copy pasting your comment here into my little notes section, so for sure, no worries on that. Was there this Holland chat channel thing, spec cards? Oh, so someone had an interesting idea that I'm going to bring up with Jared. But if you held down Shift when you double clicked on a card, it would attempt to repeat that action 100 times until it no longer could.
Okay.
So like if I'm pulling counters off something or any kind of like automated thing, it's like if I hold down Shift and double click, it was like try to do this 100 times or until I'm out of resources required to do it. And I wanted to bring up, I don't think Shift double click is quite where I want to go because I'm worried about players hitting that just normally and bleeding all their resources into something. So I would want to make it a little more arcane, but I can understand that there are certain decks that would benefit, like the play experience would benefit from being able to do that.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I guess it depends on how much work that would go into that type of thing.
I think it's really easy from an engineering standpoint. It's just about developing a UI for it that's convenient.
Okay.
And then, yeah, Zophie just asked for equipment tooltips for reward screen, amount owned in collection, and then also on the auction house. Yeah, that should all be good. Boy, how do Rima forge their pants? Is that Rima forge their pants?
Yeah.
Is that Rima forge their pants?
Forgot her pants.
Oh, Rima
forgot her pants.
Rima forgot her pants. This is how bad I am at reading. Yes, well, I might have to do AI next week because I don't want to get into something immediately now because I was going to try to get out of here by 9. And I still got to check all this stuff in and that stuff. So I apologize, Rima, but we're going to try to make this weekly. The only reason I took a break from it was the Doombringer release, and so I will for sure be back here. But we just implement a new tournament today. If we keep doing this, people are going to be like, what takes so long? Like, what you don't see, the part of this you didn't see, just so you know, folks, is the part where we talked about it, and I said, here's, what if we did it this way? Because I bargain a lot at the times. It's like, I can do this really quickly if they can't select decks, for example. That's a feature we might want to be able to select decks or just use the one deck we gave you. But by using the one deck we gave you, I was able to expedite large amounts of code implementation. So,
yeah, I think that's the right way to do that, anyways. Personally,
yes.
Like people being like, oh, technically you should be playing a deck with like 10 blood and 8 sapphire and 2 ruby.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay.
Joe, the difficulty of letting you use mercenaries in PvP decks is there's code that if it sees a mercenary, assumes you're in PvE, which could cause weird stuff. So how difficult is it? I could probably do it in 3 minutes, but I would then have to test large systems to make sure that equipment didn't start showing up on the screen, or that the PvE card, there's a special zone where we put PvE cards weren't activating, things like that. So it would be easy to do, except for it could cause bugs, because sometimes people implement things unwisely. And I've seen code where it says if is mercenary, then do all this, and it's like you should have said if format is PvE, not if a mercenary. But whatever. So yeah, thanks Sophie for the streams. Also, Ryan's apparently doing the streams now too. So like, look at that.
Well, my counter to that, Shield. Sorry, I'm responding to Shield.
Gotcha.
That's the point of the format. It's purely casual format. If someone wants to play 20 blood, they can. It's a purely casual format. It's not a big difference between playing a bunch of one shard versus having everybody play with a bunch of just the rainbow assortment of shards, in my opinion.
Sure.
And it allows us to implement it in a much faster time. So I felt like it was win-win, personally.
At least, well, all we were trying to do today is get it to development. They're going to play it a bunch. They may come to the conclusion that there should be deck building, and then we'll add that. Like, we're always willing to upgrade it. We just wanted to get it to a state where designers could start playing it, developers could start playing it, and then they could go, this is what's fun, this is what's not. You know, like the way we implemented it, for example, I didn't talk about it while we were doing it. I implemented it as a new format also so it could have its own ban list. So if they decide there's certain cards that are randomly generated that just are bad for the format, I can ban those and they won't get randomly generated. Whether or not they're going to do that or not, that's up to them, right? That's
yeah. I don't personally plan on banning anything.
Sure.
Like,
I don't. I think it'd be bad.
If you do randomly grab Frost Wizard, there's plenty of things that take care of it too.
Yeah, and I think it's bad if you do because those games will be memorable and it won't be showing up all the time.
Yeah.
But the point was, you know, as an engineer, I try to keep all the doors open whenever I create something, right? Ban lists I just brought up off the top of my head.
I mean, as far as what Sophie's saying, like, Primal Assassins are amazing in this format, but we want this format to be something that anybody could just jump into. And part of that is meaning, like, by putting no, like, onus on the player to figure out the correct group of shards, it means everybody just jumps in and they're in the exact same, like, level. I mean, it's not meant to be the most competitive.
Right.
Like, we're not trying to reward necessarily the best player. I think there is a lot of strategy in this format. Because it's like, well, these 3 cards aren't the best thing for me right now.
Right.
But how can I leverage these cards to win the game?
It's a different kind of strategy, right?
It is.
Like, it's going to... People who are good deck builders will do a better job here.
Yeah.
People who are good drafters will do a better job here. They'll be better at recognizing that card's actually a trap.
Yeah.
Or this card really needs me to have a deck like this, which I can't guarantee I can make.
And like sometimes you see cards, you're like, oh, that's an amazing card. Like, say like Consult the Talents, like, well, that's an amazing card. But then you're like, oh, well, actually, card draw is not good here. So knowing where certain cards get better and certain cards get worse is like another one of those things that makes this format cool.
Yeah. Joe was suggesting that he was asking how difficult it would be for health to be modified on format basis. It's very easy for us.
That's easy for us. I mean, it would have to be like across the board, obviously.
Yeah. Tarantula, can you make the option for it to destroy a troop? Currently, there is one opposing troop and with 13 tarantulas. You have to go through the whole process 13 times on the one single troop. I mean, that's just the rules of the game, right?
Well, I'm sorry.
If 13 tarantulas pop and there's only one valid target, you have to select the target 13 times.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's just how
that's just the way the game works.
Yeah, I mean, we can't...
Like, it might have been better if tarantulas destroyed a random opposing troop or something.
Yes.
Then you don't have to worry about targeting. We would never have to worry about teaching the AI how to target with all those.
Yes. Yeah, they simultaneously target. It doesn't expect to get put in that situation.
Michael, no, it's not a reference to Noxious the streamer. Although we do love Noxious. I think he's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. We created Scorpionox a couple sets ago, and then created this cult of Scorpion shaman people that live in the Hyperborean Mountains in our game. So, like you'll see references to them on Scorpionox, King Nox, or I'm sorry, excuse me, Emperor Nox, and several other cards. Nox Animist, Venoma of the Nox, I think. Have you ever considered selling supplemental products in Hex? Yeah, I mean we have talked about things like that. It's I guess it depends on like what your definition of supplemental product is.
So Replay's asking, is there still a tech issue with launching alternate art basic resources? I worked that out last week. In the dev client, we attached some random images to 5 new resources. They work just fine from what we can tell. So
Cool.
now it's moved on to when do we want to do what do we want to do.
Yeah, waiting on art mostly.
Yes, yes. Can you fix the alternate Cerulean Mirror Knight art bug?
I thought it was fixed. Is it
What
not
is it?
fixed currently?
What is
I
it?
don't think it would be you.
What is
For
it?
a while, the art was missing. I don't know what the new latest art bug is, though.
Oh, what is it, Penta?
If there is a latest art bug. PvE Scorpions. Okay, I'll put it on the list.
Yeah, PvE Scorpios.
I love Scorpions because I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, are you a Scorpio?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Gemini, except for when I'm a something else. I was born on the equinox.
Oh, neat.
So on any given year, it depends on some arbitrary committee somewhere if I'm a Gemini. If you try to right-click it, you just get error. Oh, okay. So I know what that bug is, Penta. That's a data bug. I'll talk to Kyle Hoyer about it on Monday. They probably tried to rebind the portrait and forgot to create the extents for the zooming value. So that's fine. We can work that out. Anyway, I'm sorry to close it up, but I need to close it up. I need to get the din-dins. I need to make sure Miners in Space is set up where I want it to be set up for tomorrow. And I need to figure out where OBS is. There we go. So I'm going to head back home and get some food because I'm developing a food headache. I haven't eaten yet.
No,
today.
that's terrible.
I know.
Those are the worst.
They are really bad.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for dropping by. How difficult would it be? We have achievements on PS4. Thank you, everybody, for dropping by. I'm going to head back home. I'll check Bugged Bunny. I like the name Bugged Bunny.
It is. That is on purpose.
It is on
Free
purpose?
play. Yeah.
Okay. It is
for better or worse, it's on purpose.
Okay, so that is on purpose.
Whether or not you like the joke or not.
Is it difficult to put PS4 deck builder in?
I love how as soon as you start like saying, "All right, guys, well, I'm gonna get out of here," and it's like, boom, barrage.
Yeah, that is what it is.
Well, Michael's nice enough to be like, "All right, see ya. Thanks for the stream."
PS4 deck builder UI. I just have to talk to Jared. I think. Is it engineering wise difficult? It's probably harder than you think.
Yeah, I think there's some difficulties in there.
Yeah, it's mainly because it's not fun to navigate with a mouse. So yeah. And we probably didn't make a lot of.
We don't want to make it like optional because that's just like a bunch of extra work for something that.
I've also bet a lot of the things that you interact with don't have hit detection because there's no mouse cursor. So I might have to go back in and hook up hit detection on just jillions of things that just uses the controller state machine to do everything. So it actually might be more difficult than one would initially imagine. Anyhow, okay, yep, we're going to cut it out. Thanks everybody for dropping by. Thanks Ryan for my special guest Ryan.
Thanks for having me.
Lead designer for Hex Entertainment. Thanks for flying out here. I know that it's.
I'm glad I got here just in time for the earthquake and then playing a sweet game.
Oh yeah, we had an earthquake. Woo, earthquake. Okay. I'm such a fucking idiot. All right, everybody, peace out.
See you guys.